Hello time travellers, buckle up! Today we're zooming back over 5,000 years to ancient Egypt. You might think it's all pyramids and sand, but guess what? The Egyptians taught us a gazillion things that we still use today. So let's climb aboard the Twinkl Time Trek 3000, enter coordinates for the Nile Valley, and let's go! Whoa! Scorching sand, massive monuments, and did someone say crocodiles in the river? Welcome to ancient Egypt, the land of the pharaohs and great ideas. Let's find out just what the Egyptians did for us. Number 1 on our list, toothpaste. Yes, Egyptians prized clean teeth long before dentists with swanky chairs. They grushed up a gritty paste from substances like burnt eggshells, charcoal powder, crushed rock salt and, wait for it, ground up ox hooves. Ugh. It was rough, but it worked to scrape off food and stop stinky breath. So the next time you brush your teeth, remember a thank you to the ancient Egyptians. We all know about colossal pyramids, but what has that got to do with us? The Great Pyramid of Giza had over 2 million stone blocks, each weighing around the same weight as an elephant. How did they do it? There were no computers, no machines, just brains, muscle, and some very fine cooperation. Even today, scientists and engineers are trying to figure out exactly how they did it, and it's used to inspire modern engineering. And now check this out. Hieroglyphs. Egyptian writing was a total picture party. Each symbol spelt out a sound, an idea, or a word. They didn't use laptops, but they invented one of the first writing systems. They wrote on scrolls made of a plant that grows on the banks of the Nile. Do you know what it was called? Yep, papyrus. And that's where the word paper comes from. Maybe we wouldn't have books, stories, notes, or even texting at all if the Egyptians hadn't been around. Do you ever think you invented the idea of a 365-day year? Ding, ding, ding! It was probably the Egyptians. They noticed a very, very bright star, Sirius, and it showed up just before the Nile River would flood, and it happened every year like clockwork. This flood was critical to agriculture, so their 365-day calendar helped them predict the best times to plant and harvest, making it not just a system of timekeeping, but a survival tool. Think about it. Calendars remind you of when birthdays and holidays are coming up, and even help you plan cool things like sports, days out, and sleepovers. Things would be a bit chaotic and unpredictable if we didn't have calendars, so they're like a time-battling superhero tool. Not feeling well? See an Egyptian healer. They had medical scrolls containing hundreds of remedies. They used linen bandages, honey to clean wounds, and could even carry out basic surgery. They knew how to set and reset bones, cure infection, and wrote it all down on papyrus scrolls so that others could learn and knowledge could be passed on from healer to healer. Egyptian medicine was far ahead of its time, balancing observation with herbalism. Their understanding of the body and disease contributed to early practices that would dominate medicine for centuries to come. So basically, they created some of the first medical textbooks and started off the development of medicine that we rely on so much today. Might not seem much, but check this out. Makeup. Egyptians invented kohl, a dark eyeliner made of minerals. They wore it to be cool, but really because it protected their eyes from the blistering sun, and it even warded off eye infections. Health and style in one stroke. Genius. They were like ancient Egypt's version of sunglasses. The ancient Egyptians were maths geniuses too. They applied mathematics to calculate land, construct pyramids and calculate taxes. Ever used a ruler? That concept originated here. The ancient Egyptians were some of the first people to employ measuring devices, developing early rulers known as cubit rods. These were cut from wood or stone and were marked with units of measurement that were equal to the length of a forearm. They used them to construct temples, pyramids, and calculate land measurements with remarkable accuracy. They even performed fractions, geometry, and basic algebra. Their brains was as sharp as the tops of the pyramids. So let's think about it. What did the Egyptians do for us? Well, toothpaste that introduced dental care, one of the first systems of writing, the 365-day calendar, enormous architecture that still stands today, medical knowledge way ahead of its time, maths, measurements and great thinking, and sunscreen makeup. These ideas didn't stay trapped in pyramids, they built the world around us. So next time you glance at the calendar, read a book, brush your teeth, keep in mind ancient Egypt isn't history, it's part of your life. Twinkl Time Trek 3000, adios! Until the next super adventure.